Let's, look at that title. How big is your table? Where is she going with that? How big is your table? Well, this title comes from a video that I found, and thank you, Sandy Malloy, for driving over here to quickly get this video going for us, I think. I'll look at her and see if she gives me a nod. We might still be working on it.
If a scammer...
She is such an amazing gift. Yeah. So I'll just start by telling you that how big is your table? This is interesting. Vicki Meyer, is she right here somewhere? There she is. She lovingly volunteers every Wednesday and goes out no matter what the weather is and changes the letters on the sign. And the sign usually says my talk title. Well, yesterday on the phone message here at church, somebody that I know from my restaurant years lives across the street, and she called the church and left a message. And she said, I just want Kathy to know that that talk title has really touched my heart. Now I'm thinking, what is it? The title is what? How big is your table? Right? And I'm thinking, how did that move her? Right? But that's the whole point of it. Sometimes these titles mean something to somebody, one thing, and to somebody else over here, it means something totally different. But then when you saw that picture of all those chairs, what's it remind us of? Hallmark Thanksgiving dinner, right? So we're good? So this is what prompted this. Thank you, Sandy and Kathy.
Look, I booked these tickets weeks ago. How does this happen?
Sir, we have a lot of factors going on, and besides that, I can't control...
What about another flight? I'll take a red-eye or an early morning flight.
Sir, as I've explained, there is nothing else available.
What's your name again?
Judy.
Judy, there has to be ways around this.
Sir, I've already told you. We checked the schedule, scoured the schedules, the flight times. Sir, there is nothing left.
Can I talk to your supervisor? I know there's someone above you. I don't mean that disrespectful. There has to be someone above you. Can I speak to that person? I sat on this phone for an hour and a half.
Sir, you're in luck. You're talking to the supervisor.
You're the supervisor. Then
Absolutely.
Okay. Then okay. Are you close to your mom, Judy?
I don't feel comfortable discussing my family with you.
I didn't mean it that way. I'm just saying, Judy, I have to get home. My mom, okay? My mom has had the roughest year, and I have to get home. Judy.
Sir, I realize this is an incredible inconvenience for you, but there is nothing we can do.
So you're saying I'm spending Thanksgiving alone? That's what you're saying.
Sir?
Is that what you're saying? That I'm spending Thanksgiving alone? Just say it. Say it for me, that I'm spending Thanksgiving alone. There's nothing you can do.
Sir. With all due respect, sir, you are not the only person spending Thanksgiving alone.
May I help you?
I got your...
Yeah, okay, yeah, sure. Now come on in. Yeah, great. Fred, okay, thank you. Go ahead and have a seat.
Sorry, someone decided to take a late nap.
No problem.
You want to give them the flowers?
Oh, these are for me?
Thank you for having us.
No, make yourself at home.
Great, thanks.
Okay. Hi. Oh, wow. This is so great. Hello, welcome. Oh, you got a pizza. That's awesome. I love that. Thank you. They're hot, too. Hi. A coffee shop. So sorry, I almost forgot. The turkey.
Brought the bird. Say the word. We'll all sit down and gather around on Thanksgiving Day.
What'd you just say?
I'm sorry, but what I said is that you're not the only person alone this Thanksgiving.
So, how long does it take to cook a turkey?
How big is your table? We're not talking just, a physical table in your dining room. We're talking about your heart. How big is your heart? How many people can you fit in? I don't know why, but that video just touched my heart big time. And I'm like, that's the talk title to me. Now, along these lines are that's hard to read, but you have an insert here. Did everybody get that insert that has this, starts when a flashlight grows dim? Did you get that? Everybody got one, hopefully? What do you do when your flashlight goes dim? What do? Change the batteries, right? You don't throw it out. You unscrew it and get new batteries, right? Right. So, I'm going to go and run through this, but I wanted you to have this so you can kind of follow along with me, because I feel like this coincides with how big is your table? How do you let people in? When people's light is dimming, when it's almost gone out, when their light is gone out. Well, someone shared this on Facebook, and it actually was Adam Medley had shared this on Facebook, and I copied it because it really hit home to me. So let's look at that. When a flashlight grows dim or quits working, you don't throw it away, you change the batteries. When somebody in your life light is starting to dim, do you discard them? No. Do you throw them away? No. So here are some tips about how you can help them ignite. So when a person messes up and finds themselves in a dark place, let's look at that next slide. What are those? Oh, batteries. And what kind of batteries are they? Do you know? Double A's, right. Good job. So sometimes when people's lights have grown dim, sometimes when your own light has grown dim, but some people need double A batteries. Double A, attention and affection. Let's see that next slide. Anybody have children who need attention? And what do? I'm looking at you young parents out there, right? If they don't get your attention, they're going to get it, aren't they? I look at all you parents out there going, they want attention. How's another way that we can give attention? We got somebody coming in here. There we go. So next one, please. Third. Another way to give attention is what? Give somebody a gift. Give them a flower. Send them a card, right? So when somebody's light is growing dim, it's not that hard, is it? But today I'm just reminding you of things that you already know. But this is a reminder of how easy it is to shift and bring a little more light into the world. Not only for somebody else, but for your own self. So we've got attention and affection is the AA battery. Yes. I give my dogs a lot of affection. Michael will witness to that, right? And they're spoiled because of it, and I'm not going to change it because I get it. I need affection too. And so it's not, how can you give somebody whose light is dimmed affection? A hug. Perfect. How else? What was that? Listen. Compliment. Yes, there's all kinds of ways of giving affection. Because some people don't like to be hugged, right? But that doesn't mean they don't want affection, right? So, AA batteries. Give somebody double A's. If that doesn't work, how about trying the next one? Triple A's, right? That means some people need attention, affection, and acceptance. Acceptance. I love that. Welcome to acceptance. Enjoy your journey. How does it feel when you feel accepted? Feels good, doesn't it? Yes, absolutely. I found this slide, and I don't know if you can read it, so I'm going to try to read it to you here. There's literally a guide, and it says acceptance and commitment therapy. And the first one says, accept your emotions. So this is for yourself, okay? When your light is starting to dim. Okay, I told you, this talk is going both ways. It's not just for somebody out there, this is for ourselves. Because I don't know about you, but I'm not headed to family for Thanksgiving. But I am headed to family in Florida in February. And I'm already have some angst about it. Because it's a difficult situation. And so, accepting that I have angst, accept that you have emotions, whatever that is, okay? The other one is detach from negativity. This is an ongoing lesson, isn't it? Because there's always going to be the negative Nellies out there. There's always going to be the people that are like, who's the Charlie Brown character? Pigpen. There's always going to be the pigpens out there carrying the dark, gloomy, dusty cloud around them, right? Avoid that. When your light's starting to dim, don't go out there and try to be the battery for somebody else, because sometimes we need somebody to give us the batteries, right? We need somebody to remind us to change the batteries and to give us that support, to give us the attention, the affection, and the acceptance. But we got to give it to ourselves. And that's not easy. So it's avoid negativity. Being present. That's something that's every talk, I think, that we say here in Unity is about staying in the present moment. Don't futuristic, because see what I'm doing? I'm thinking about February. I'm already thinking about February. How many's already thinking about Thanksgiving? Come on, who's got to go somewhere where you're just not real sure how it's going to go, right? So we're future thinking, and we're missing all these present moments up to Thursday. We're missing them. And so it's really important to stay present. Also, the other one says, seeing yourself, I love that, completely. Basically, seeing yourself in the mirror as beautiful. And where was that? Was that in the song or was that in the daily word? It was something about I think it was in your first song about that, I look in the mirror and I see all this and I want to say, is there really an architect that did this, right? But this is saying that love yourself exactly who you are. Because anytime you're talking down about the way you look and the way you appear, you're talking down to who? The Christ within. You're saying that perfect child of God is not perfect. Did you hear that? Anytime you're talking negatively about your image, you are talking negatively and saying that this perfect child of God is me, in me, is not perfect. And what's the other one? Reaching goals. Acceptance and commitment. And that goes with more of the commitment part of it. To not lose sight of your goals. Because when I'm dimming, when my light is dimming, I have almost abandoned my goals. And I'm a goal person. But when I'm getting dimmed, I abandon my goals. And then I don't accomplish much of anything. Let's go to that next slide there about acceptance. Acceptance is a simple recognition of the truth that this is the way things are in this moment. They're not permanent. They're not permanent. I'm looking at you young moms out there who had a reaction before, right? That screaming child is not permanent. Sometimes you have to just wait till they go to sleep at night, and then you can look at them and say, what a perfect angel they are, until morning, right? I get it. I totally get it. Okay, so now you've got double A's and you've got triple A's, but sometimes that's not enough. Sometimes we need, what kind of battery is that? A C battery. C is for compassion. 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 Compassion doesn't mean to fix somebody. I'm going to say that again. Compassion doesn't mean you have to fix somebody. Compassion for yourself doesn't mean you have to fix something in you. Okay? Compassion is just to say, I understand. This must be hard. Compassion and empathy, there's a little bit of a difference. Empathy is to understand, I feel your pain, I feel what I'm putting myself kind of in your place. It's not sympathy, that's empathy. Compassion is having that understanding, this must be hard, but having a desire to help. That's compassion. It goes just a step further. But again, desire to help doesn't mean you abandon yourself, codependency, for somebody else's needs. Okay? Compassion is about caring and wanting to help with boundaries. Boundaries. Oh, I could just yell that to the boundaries. They're key to having peace in your life. Compassion, look at that. Kids know how to do that really well. What happens to us as adults? How do we lose that? Because we guard. Are we guarded? We guard our hearts. I'm going to tell my own story here. I've been there where I have my heart guarded because they might hurt me. It might get hurt. And when I realized hearts, what does it say in The Wizard of Oz? Hearts were meant to be broken. Hearts were meant to be broken. Because when you start to realize that, you start to also realize you have the power to heal it. And to love again, and to love again, and to love again. That's the beauty of this. If the C battery doesn't work, what do we result to? D battery. That's the Mac Daddy of them, right? D battery is for direction. Direction. How do you give when somebody's light is going out? And I can tell you one thing that we have implemented in our staff is having an outreach coordinator. And that person is all about giving you resources. So giving direction to me when somebody's light is going out is not to fix them, but to give them resources. Share with them resources or help them search resources because they may not even have enough light to even know where to look. But to give them the resources. You don't make the phone calls, people, but you give them the resources to do what they need to do. Because if you take over for them, I feel, if you take over for them, then you're not giving them any light at all. You're just dragging around a dim light with you, right? Come on, I'll show you how to do it, right? No, it's up to them. Now, on direction, there is resources, but then I took it a little further about spiritual direction. How do we allow someone to start to wake up to a spiritual direction? See where that says, what is it? Let the Lord lead the way. Let the Lord lead the way. In unity, metaphysically, Lord, this is my interpretation of it. Lord is oneness consciousness. Anytime you read a passage in the Bible, replace Lord with oneness consciousness, because sometimes these verses make it sound like we're beseeching something out there. Lord, lead the way, right? It's Lord, lead the way. The Christ within, that God within, lead the way. Help me to lead the way, and we do that by getting quiet. But how do we do this? How do we spiritually find direction? I'm going to say through forgiveness and gratitude. I think those are the two key components to getting yourself back in spiritual direction. Because how many times are we supposed to forgive? Anybody know? 7 times 70. So what's that math? Who's my math people? How many times is that? 490. Right, 490 times. Is that what that means? No. So at 491, I don't have to do it anymore? No. It's 7 is the number of how long it takes to completion. So anytime you see the number 7 or sevens in the Bible, it is how many times. Creation done how many days? It wasn't really 7 literal days. It was however long it took to complete. Okay? I could go on with more examples. So it is about gratitude. It is about finding. How do you find gratitude? How do you find this? How do you find spiritual direction? Through gratitude, and usually through gratitude, it's about being of service. Being of service. With the double A's, with the triple A's, with the C's, with the D's. It's like that video. If you think about it, it's like that video. How did he find spiritual direction? He went out there, as angry as he was at that Judy, who wouldn't let him talk to the manager or the person responsible and find out she is the manager, right? The supervisor. How did he find spiritual direction? Because what was that? Let's go that slide back one, please. Oh, one more. Back 2. Oh, one more. I'm driving her crazy. Okay, never mind, because I've lost track of where that one was. It was the acceptance one. Acceptance is a simple recognition of the truth that this is the way it is in that moment. And that's what he had to do in that video. Finally accept it. And what did he do? He went out and gave all these flyers out. If you're alone at Thanksgiving, come to such and such an address. I'm not telling you to do that, but I'm telling you the premise behind this is be of service, and it changed his heart. And it will change your heart. Give of your time. Give of your talent. Give of your treasures. This is the 4T prosperity program that Unity has lived by for eons. And it works if you work it. Anybody in a 12-step program know that one? It works if you work it. I got to calm myself down because I really do know and own this, what I'm talking about here today. And I know that it works and it changes my life. And it doesn't mean that Kathy has a charmed life. If you want to, talk to Michael and he'll tell you how I don't have a charmed life. I have challenges. I have problems. I have issues. I have opportunities, as I've learned to call them. But what I've learned is I've learned that there are tools. And we have tools that we pick up every single week in this church to be able to stay grounded, to stay present, to stay spiritually directed. Sometimes, let's go to that last slide there, Kathy, on the bench. Sometimes you just need to sit quietly with someone. And I'm going to tell you that I have done quite a bit of counseling over the phone this week. And many of you psychologists know this, from Thanksgiving till the first of the year for sure, is high rate of anxiety and depression. And a lot of people are just floundering right now. And sometimes the best thing I can do, even on the phone, and this is what I'll get on the other end. Kathy, are you still there? Mm-hmm. And then they'll go, tell me more about what's going on. Kathy, are you still there? Mm-hmm. And after we hang up, I get a text. Thank you so much for being there for me. So it's proof. Sometimes people just need you to listen and be present with them. Somehow I want to close this all up. How big is your table? How big is your heart? What is it? Give a little more. We're going to launch something next week, and it's called a Journal of 21-Day Challenge of Kindness. And I've signed our church up for anybody who's willing to be part of this 21-day challenge of kindness. So you'll definitely hear about that next week. Did you all get the Advent pamphlet? Church bought that for you, okay? They're free online individually, but if I wanted to make sure everybody has one of those in their hands. Advent starts next Sunday. Just read the first 4 pages. They're wonderful stories, and then start to follow it. It is in addition to a Daily Word magazine, because it's really going to help you get through the holidays. Because don't rob yourself of joy of these holidays. Don't rob yourself. When we started putting this Christmas tree up, because we couldn't get help to do it this week, we went home and we've got our tree up and I'm playing Christmas music because I need to feel joy. So whatever helps you feel joy, do something today. Do it today. Whatever that is. That's another whole lesson about what music is playing on the power of healing. That's another whole talk. So I'm going to go on with let's do our affirmation, please. Let's say this together. I am grateful for each new day. I am grateful another opportunity to live life to the fullest. Let's say it again. I am grateful for each new day. I am grateful for another opportunity to live life to the fullest. Don't rob your joy. Namaste. That Christ in me, that light in me, truly sees and honors that Christ light in each and every single one of you. Namaste. Thank you.